Welcome back to Bike Culture Hub. There are motorcycles that define eras, bikes that carry a legacy so heavy it becomes part of the cultural fabric of a nation. And then, there are those rare machines that somehow come back from the pages of history, revived, reimagined, and ready to ride again. The 2025 Yamaha Rajdoot 350 is exactly that. A name that once roared through the Indian streets in the 1980s with its smoky two-stroke bellow and rebel attitude, now reborn under Yamaha's precision engineering with a modern twist, a retro soul, and a fierce determination to carve its name into the new age riding scene. This isn't just a bike. This is nostalgia built on horsepower, memory fused with modern machinery. Let's take a journey into what makes the new Rajdoot 350 not just a revival, but a revolution. First impressions? Pure class. The 2025 Rajdoot 350 looks like it stepped straight out of a sepia-toned postcard and rolled through a time tunnel into the modern day. Yamaha has managed to preserve the iconic silhouette of the old Rajdoot, long tank, exposed framelines, and that unmistakable vintage vibe, but sharpened every edge just enough to make it feel like it's ready to dance through today's traffic with modern flair. The tank is classic teardrop in shape, but now comes with crisp paint finishes, midnight black, cherry maroon, vintage green, and a stunning dual-tone silver and navy that feels like a direct homage to its grandparent from the 80s. Yamaha's iconic badge is proudly placed on either side, with subtle pinstripes tracing the outline of the tank, an artistic touch rather than a loud shout. But this isn't a museum piece. Once you sit on the 2025 Rajdoot 350, you know it's built to be ridden hard. The bike has a relaxed but assertive rider triangle. The seat is a beautifully stitched flat single unit with a cafe racer-style rear cowl on the top variant. It's surprisingly plush, designed for both everyday city commuting and long highway hauls. The handlebars are wide and slightly raised, promoting an upright posture that blends retro elegance with modern comfort. Now let's talk performance, the heart of the matter. While the original Rajdoot 350 was a rebadged Yamaha RD350 with a raucous two-stroke twin-cylinder, the 2025 Avatar opts for a cleaner, more efficient, but equally spirited setup. The new Rajdoot is powered by a 349 cubic centimeters Aran oil-cooled single-cylinder four-stroke engine. This isn't just a throwback motor, this is a brand new platform developed with performance and character in mind. With a bore and stroke tuned for mid-range grunt, the engine churns out an impressive 30.5 horsepower at 8,000 RPM and 29 Nm of torque, peaking at 6,500 RPM. Don't be fooled by the numbers. What matters here is how that power comes in a meaty, throaty wave that surges from low down in the rev range and keeps climbing with a satisfying pull. The throttle response is smooth, thanks to Yamaha's precision EFI mapping, but there's just enough rawness to give you that analog connection, something missing in many sanitized modern machines. A light slipper clutch paired with a crisp 6-speed gearbox gives you excellent control in both traffic and twisties. It doesn't scream like a two-stroke of the old days, but it hums with a deep baritone from the new dual exhaust setup, chrome-tipped, symmetrically placed, and tuned for an intoxicating burble at idle that builds into a confident growl as the revs rise. The chassis is a double cradle steel frame, reminiscent of the original, but completely redesigned using Yamaha's modern CAD engineering. It's stiffer, lighter, and more responsive. With a curb weight of just under 165 kilograms, the Rajdoot 350 feels nimble and flickable, yet planted. Front suspension duties are handled by 41mm telescopic forks with gaiters. Yes, the rubber gaiters are back, and a pair of preload adjustable gas-charged dual rear shocks. The ride is supple, soaking up undulations with grace, yet doesn't wallow when pushed hard. This is a bike that wants to corner. It encourages you to take the long way home. Braking has also stepped into the 21st century. A 280mm front disc with dual piston calipers and a 240mm rear disc provide progressive, confident braking, backed by dual-channel ABS as standard across all variants. Wheels are classic 18-inch wire spoke units wrapped in MRF Zapper retro pattern tires, offering just the right blend of vintage aesthetics and modern grip. Whether you're carving through gut roads or filtering through morning traffic, the Rajdoot 350 feels balanced, forgiving, and lively. One of the standout features is the instrumentation. Yamaha has opted for a semi-digital console, a circular retro-style analog speedometer sitting proudly in the center, flanked by a compact digital display that shows gear position, fuel level, trip meters, and a clock. There's no flashy TFT here, and that's the point. You ride this bike to connect with the road, not to stare at pixels. The switchgear is tactile, finished in matte black with retro toggle-style indicators and headlamp switches. The headlight itself is a round LED unit housed in a chrome bucket, paying homage to the original halogen design while offering modern brightness and efficiency. And speaking of modernity, Yamaha hasn't skipped on technology where it matters. You get Bluetooth smartphone connectivity via the Yamaha Ride app, allowing you to monitor vehicle stats, receive call and SMS alerts on the digital cluster, and even track ride history and service schedules. There's a USB-C charging port neatly integrated under the tank's left edge, accessible but discreet. Where the Rajdoot 350 really earns its stripes is in how it makes you feel. It's not trying to be a high-revving sport bike, nor a hulking cruiser. It sits in that perfect sweet spot. Between cafe racer and retro commuter, between weekend road tripper and weekday companion. On a Sunday morning ride, it feels like a piece of history beneath you, humming with every throttle twist. And when you pull up to a coffee shop, people young and old stop and stare. Some remember the original, some are seeing it for the first time, but everyone recognizes its charm. Now let's talk about the price. Yamaha has managed to strike a compelling balance between premium feel and accessible pricing. The 2025 Yamaha Rajdoot 350 is priced at 2.39 Indian rupees lakh ex-showroom for the base variant, with the cafe racer-inspired top-end model touching 2.65 Indian rupees lakh. At this price point, it squares up directly against the Royal Enfield Classic 350, Honda CB 350, and even the Jawa 42. But where those bikes offer variations on a theme, the Rajdoot 350 brings a completely unique blend of legacy and innovation. This is not a copy. This is an icon reborn. It's also worth noting that Yamaha is offering a full range of custom accessories straight from the showroom. Bar-end mirrors, stitched leather tank pads, alternate seats, luggage racks, and even a high-mount scrambler exhaust for those looking to give their Rajdoot a rugged twist. And yes, there's a special Heritage Edition planned in limited numbers with hand-painted tank art in gold pinstripes, a collector's dream. Fuel economy, often a concern with retro bikes, is surprisingly solid here. Thanks to the fuel-injected engine and a conservative compression ratio tuned for regular petrol, the Rajdoot 350 returns an average of 34 to 38 km per liter under mixed riding conditions, with a 14-liter fuel tank offering a respectable real-world range. But let's be honest, nobody buys the Rajdoot 350 for its mileage alone. You buy this machine because you love motorcycles. Because you understand that a bike is more than the sum of its specs. It's about how it makes you feel when the sunlight hits the tank just right, when the engine thumps in rhythm with your heartbeat, when you ride past an old mechanic who gives you a knowing nod. This bike is a tribute to what motorcycling was and still can be. For Yamaha, the Rajdoot 350 isn't just a nostalgia trip. It's a signal. A reminder that the past isn't gone, it's just waiting to be rediscovered. With the 2025 Rajdoot 350, they've shown the world how to bring a legend back, not by simply replicating it, but by respecting it, enhancing it, and letting it breathe again on open roads. This is retro done right. Not as a gimmick, but as a genuine continuation of a legacy. So if you've been waiting for a bike that speaks to your soul as much as your senses, if you want something that turns heads not because it's loud, but because it tells a story, then the Yamaha Rajdoot 350 might just be your next great love affair. It's more than just a motorcycle. It's a time machine. And it's ready to ride.